everyone, it's Marcy Denning here from Stampin' with Marcy. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Canada, and I sell all of the items that I create here with you. If this is the first time you have stumbled upon my YouTube channel, thank you so much for watching. I truly do appreciate it. If you would like to click the subscribe button at the bottom of the page, I would absolutely love that. I blog at www.stampinwithmarcy.com, and all of the measurements and product links are posted on my blog with the coordinating video. So head on over there to get all of the measurements and the product links. If you live in Canada and do not have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator that you currently work with, I would love the opportunity to earn your business. So even though it is July, I want to share a super fun Christmas card with you using the Lots of Cheer stamp set and this adorable snowman present package. And then we're going to also use the May Your Christmas Be Wrapped Up in Holiday Spirit. It's never too early to start your Christmas cards. It comes up in an awful big hurry, so I like to get going in July. So I'm using the Tuxedo Black Memento ink pad and the Pretty Peacock ink pad, and then I am using the following blends. I have Pumpkin Pie for the nose, Light and Dark Pretty Peacock, Light Pool Party, Light and Dark Smoky Slate, and Light and Dark Old Olive. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to be stamping with my Stamparatus today. This is the perfect tool to use when you are going to be stamping multiple cards, and if you're trying to get everything lined up in the exact same spot. Now, this card I'm sharing with you today was actually my swap for the Stampin' Up! Greek Isle incentive trip. I earned my very first incentive trip this year, so I was very excited to make swaps to share on the trip. So this is what I came up with. Okay, so I have a piece of Thick Whisper White cardstock, and it is, I believe, 2.5 by 4, but like I said, all of the measurements can be found on my blog with the coordinating blog post. So let me just move this down just a bit. When you're stamping with the Stamparatus, it's always a good idea to put a stamp set underneath the plate, so that way it your when you're inking it up, you have a solid surface to get your ink applied to that stamp. Okay, and then I'm just going to turn that hinge over and give it even pressure. And the beautiful thing about the Stamparatus, if you can see there, I've got an area on that bow that is not quite dark enough for me, so I can go over it with my stamp in the exact same spot. I'm just re-inking my stamp and going right back over, and look at that, perfect. So now my sentiment is going to be Pretty Peacock, and we're just going to reach over, and I know from doing all my 26 swaps that once is not enough with the Pretty Peacock ink. Look at how light that is. So I want it much more vibrant, so I'm going to re-ink my stamp here and go over it again. The Pretty Peacock is one of the brand new 2019 to 2021 ink colors, and I just love it. It is one of my favorite ink colors, I would have to say. I love the rich depth of the color. Okay, so I'm done with that. All right, so let's just put this aside for now. Wipe the stamps off. Take the hinge off. It's never a good idea to fold the two hinges on top of each other. Okay. So next, we are going to color in our snowman. So I'm going to start with my dark smoky slate, and I'm going to add some darkness to the hat, and I'm going to try to color as quickly as possible so that you don't have to sit through an entire long video watching somebody color. When do you start your Christmas cards? I would love to know. Please leave me a comment below. Do you start them early to get a head start, or do you wait? Okay, so there's my hat. Now let's do his nose. Yes, right now when you're watching this video, when my video goes live, I am actually on the cruise ship to the Greek Isles. So it's pretty funny that I would be doing a Christmas card video while I am touring the hot Greek islands. But, like I said, it's never too early. So I'm just doing every other with my pretty peacock, every other stripe here. You could certainly do it all one color, but I wanted the variation of having a striped scarf. And I'm not, other than the hat, I'm really not doing any blending because they're such small areas that I found that the if you work it too much, it bleeds, and you don't want that on your card. So I found that just sticking with the solid color was best. At least these rich colors really bleed, I find. Maybe the other, if you were to color lighter, it might, oh, I missed a, let's bring this back. I missed one right here. And you can see I'm going very lightly. I'm not pressing hard. Trying to stay within that black line so that it does not bleed out. But it's certainly a very easy way to add color to your projects. I just love my Stampin' Blends. I use them all the time. And I love that they have given us new blends with the new catalog and the in-color blends. I think that is absolutely fabulous. Okay, so now I'm taking my light pretty peacock and coloring it in my bow. Do you have any of the blends yet? If so, what's your favorite colors? And then I'm just going to go over quickly to lay down just a little bit more to add just that bit more depth to that. And now I'm going to bring in my light Old Olive, color the other bow. Stampin' Up! For the month of July has bonus days going on. Just like last year, if you've been around for a little while, they've done this a few years in a row now, where in Canada, every $60 you spend, Stampin' Up! Emails you a $6 coupon that you can use on products in August. There's no limit to the amount of coupons that you can get, and you can add them all together on your order in August. So if you placed 3 $50 or $60 orders, you could use all 3 of those $6 coupons on an order all at once in August. How fabulous is that? Okay, so I have taken my light pool party and I have gone just the corners here, here, and here to add that little bit of frostiness that a snowman would have. And now I'm taking my color lifter and I am just quickly going over the outside of that line to lighten it a bit and blend it a bit so it's not quite so harsh and strong on that image. It just kind of moves that color out a bit and softens that look. Okay, so now we are going to bring in our liquid glue, and I have misplaced my silicone craft sheet that I always use when I'm adhering. I've been in my craft room all day creating my swaps. Okay. And now I'm going to bring in, set that aside for a moment, and I'm going to bring in my Big Shot and my Swirls and Curls framelit here. Now my layer here that I'm going to be doing, I find that you need to cut, because of this type of an embossing folder, you need to cut your cardstock a 1/16 of an inch longer than you normally would, because the embossing folder shrinks up your cardstock and takes it from this one should be cut, this layer should be cut to 4 by 5 1/4, but that actually shrinks it up too much, the embossing folder. So by making it a 1/16 of an inch longer, that, even though it does shrink it up, it brings it back to that correct size. So look at how gorgeous that looks in that color. Just beautiful. Okay, so make sure I've got my right layer. Yes. Now you have to be a little more generous when you're using a layer that has been embossed, because the cardstock is no longer flat and smooth. But you can also when you are putting it on, you can spread it out a bit with the pressure of your hand so it extends that, flattens that cardstock out a bit more. Just like that. Okay. My old olive layer, taking my bone folder, and this is cut to 4 1/4 by 11 and scored at 5 1/2. And I'm just going to put some Tombow on the back of that and place that there. Now, Stampin' Up! Also has a recruiting special for the month of July, I should say, July and August. So for the regular recruiting offer is for you pay $135 and you get to choose $165 worth of product. And in Ontario, there is no tax and no shipping on that. In other provinces, you will pay some tax, but I know that Quebec, Ontario, British Columbia, you do not pay the tax. It is all pure product that you are paying for. So that's the regular offer. During July and August until August 31st, you get to pick $40 on extra on top of that. So that is what, $205 that you get for the price of $135. Pretty sweet deal. So go to stampinwithmarcy.com and you can click on the contact me if you have any questions, or click on the get a discount and sign up with me and become one of my Sassy Stampers family. Okay, so now I'm using the Old Olive Pretty Peacock beautiful reversible ribbon. It's got this is the Old Olive side, this is the Pretty Peacock side. And I want the Pretty Peacock, and we're just going to tie a bow. And before I tighten it, I'm going to take and flip that around so that I've got that tail is the Pretty Peacock as well and not the Old Olive. And I'm going to hold the center while I pull my ends here to get that nice and tight, and then take my ribbon snips and trim off those tails. And then I've got my dimensionals here, or sorry, my glue dots, I should say. Glue dot in the corner with my take your pick tool. It's perfect for picking those up. Okay, and I can see I need to trim just a bit more off of that end. There we go. And then I'm going to take my clear Wink of Stella and I'm going to color in this bow, because you need a bit of sparkle. All my cards need a little bit of sparkle. And this bow here, I'm just painting it on the entire image of the bow. There we go. Look at how gorgeous that is. Hope my camera is picking that up. Just gorgeous. Okay, so now for my insert piece. I just want the top of my snowman, so just his head. So I've placed my snowman on a clear block, and I'm just inking up just his head, and I'm going to just sure this is straight. We don't want a crooked snowman. And we're just going to stamp right there, bottom right corner. We have a cute little snowman there. And now we are going to quickly color this in, because you want the inside of your card as pretty as the outside. And while you're at it, you could certainly stamp your envelope to get your envelope looking good as well. That way the recipient knows that there is some gorgeous handmade Happy Mail inside that envelope. And my hat, oh, wrong end. I like to color with the nib end, not the brush tip. You could add as much or as little shading as you want. Blend that in. And final step for this is to add that little bit of that frosty look there, and then blend that out just ever so slightly. Okay, bring in my card. And there we have it. How fun and cute is that? Thank you so much for watching today, taking a few moments of your time to watch my video. I truly do appreciate it. You can check me out on Facebook. Stampin' with Marcy is my Facebook business page. This is my blog, www.stampinwithmarcy.com. And again, I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator in Canada, and I sell all of the items that I share with you. So all of the measurements and product links will be on my blog. The blog link will be down in the description below. Thanks, and see you later.